I'm the Artistic Director of the Austin Chamber Music Center, and I'm here with the lovely Ames Asbell. We are doing our second installment of Festival Focus, where we interview festival artists, and I'm so happy because Ames is going to be playing the concert for the Austin Chamber Music Festival on July 14th, with her amazing string quartet, the TOSCA'S String Quartet. I've known these ladies for 20 years, over 20 years now, and the TOSCA'S String Quartet, many of you know them, of course, but they're probably one of the most eclectic groups in Austin, and you guys have done all sorts of things, from touring worldwide with David Byrne to recording with countless singer-songwriters, and then they do tons of standard repertoire and all of the above. And one of my favorite things about them is that they are four unbelievable tangueras. So they do tango music, and they are just the best in town. And we're going to be pairing them together with Raul Jaurena, who is one of the historical bandoneonists in the world. And so to put them together really for the first time, I'm very excited. And we're combining that with animated films. And the films that we're using music by Borodin, the wonderful Nocturno string quartet, and tango music, of course, by Gardel and Piazzolla, and other works by Brahms and Shostakovich. You don't even know at all. You don't even know what's on the plate. But we spent a little bit of time last night watching a couple of the films, and I think it's really fun to always combine classical music with any sort of media, and I think it's always really interesting to audiences, and I just wanted to see what's compelling to you about this project and about working together in the animated films.
Well, first of all, as a longtime tango player, I'm so thrilled to work with Raul. I mean, he's a legend, and this will be the first time we've had a chance to work together. And
you will love him. He's amazing, and he's very sweet.
Yeah. Too. Yeah, we've seen him before, but yeah, I mean, I think working with him will be, a whole new education, because we've had lots of phases to our tango education through the years, and so this will be a new chapter, which will be exciting. And of course, to get to play tango again, and new tangos that we've not played before. We play a lot of the same rep year after year, and so that'll be really fun. Yeah. And
it's the first time we will play tango, or I'll be with the TOSCA Quartet in
a long time.
Because I used to sub with the group when we played it in the clubs. That's a long time ago. Yeah. That's a very long time ago.
Do we need to say?
Yeah. So that'll be really fun to kind of reunite in that way too.
I can't wait. Yeah. And always so fun to do music with film. There's so many. There's just so much information. There's so many ways to be entertained, and a completely different way to experience the music. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, and you had that incredible project years ago with The Waking Life, where you were actually
years ago.
Years ago, but you were in the film, Richard Linklater's film. So check that out if you're interested in the Waking Life, because it's an interesting sort of philosophical film, but it's done in animation after it was filmed, and it features the TOSCA String Quartet, the TOSCA Band.
And all filmed in Austin, so like a quintessentially Austin film. So.
Right, with Ethan Hawke and
Wiley Wiggins. Lots of Austin characters, I could say.
So now we'll move on to the next part of our interview, where we answer questions that you, some of our Facebook friends, gave to us. And this is a fun exploration from all of our artists. All the artists are getting the same questions. So it's kind of interesting how that's kind of playing out, a little bit of fun. So
do you want to ask the questions?
I will ask the questions. So this is our first question is from Judy Matula, and she has this fantastic question. I love this question. What's the difference in how you experience music you play during rehearsals versus live performance?
Well, that's a great question. I think we experience, as professional musicians, we experience music in many different phases. I would say that the first phase, before rehearsal even, is private practice and preparation. So, we experience the music I think from two sides, so I'm listening to a complete performance and I'm looking at the score, but then I'm also working on very small, detailed moments in the music, just to be sure that the technical or musical aspects I need to address are there before we get to rehearsal. And then in chamber music, rehearsal, oh my gosh, what a fun, that's the fun time, that's the magic time, when you kind of figure out how to put everything together. You've already done your individual homework, and you figure out how are we going to coordinate and really make the most out of the music and bring it to life for the audience. And so I think, but that's still a pretty technical working time, and you're still, technical is the word. You're really addressing the mechanics of the music.
But there's even, I didn't really think about this before, but there's even an element of performance when you get into that first rehearsal.
Absolutely.
Because anytime you're playing for someone else, whether you're playing with them, there's a heightened sense of awareness, I think, that goes on with the music making that is really exciting, and you are responding now to individual players.
Right. So I kind of think of rehearsal and chamber music as like performance practice, like practicing performing, along with problem solving. So we're kind of combining those two sides. And then to me, the performance, I just try to stay in the moment and enjoy it as it goes. I almost in a way try to experience that as a listener, because in the performance, you're always trying to put yourself in the chair, in the hall to see how what you're projecting is coming across. So I think that's another element. We're kind of constantly going through this process of viewing the music we're playing from and working on from different angles. That's, I think, one of the most compelling things about being a musician, besides getting to work with, fabulous friends and wonderful people. And
it's that interaction at all times.
Yeah.
Karen Richmond wrote, if you could play, this is a fun question, if you could play any piece for anyone, living, dead, real, or mythical, what would that piece be, and who would you play it for?
I'm going to turn this question around a little bit, because we play chamber music, so I'm not going to answer who would I play it for. I'm going to answer who would I play it with. So I think, as a violist, chamber music is always the heart of what we do, almost always. I've been really interested in viola ensemble music lately, viola quartets. So I think maybe playing a viola quartet, something like, there's a great piece by York Bowen called The Fantasy for Four Violas, something like that, with William Primrose, Lionel Tertis, and Lillian Fuchs.
And that wouldn't be intimidating at all.
No, it'd be awesome. And terrifying. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Aurel Garza Tucker writes, what was the moment or piece of music that made you want to be a musician?
That's hard, because I was one of those people growing up that wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was a musician because my older brother played violin, and I just kind of started, in the school program. I think the orchestra director saw me coming, and she's like, we're going to get her. So I
you
just
had that raw talent. And
I didn't know, some people know from a small age that what they want to do. I didn't ever feel that drive, but I just always loved playing, and I never wanted to stop playing. So it was the kind of thing where I felt like I didn't choose it, it chose me. I just couldn't ever stop playing, And in college I kept thinking, I'll major in something else, or maybe I'll double major, and I just couldn't stay out of the music building. So, and
you're one of these unique people too, that Ames is super smart, multi-talented. You could have done anything at any time, but it's captivating to me that music just kept on keeping you in. I love the idea that it kind of chose you.
Yeah, it just kept pulling me along. I just could never seem to not want to do more. So, yeah.
And the last question, which I think is a really difficult question, so I'm excited to hear how you answer. This is from Alan Anbari, who wrote, why does classical music still matter today? And what would you say to someone who thinks a classical concert would be boring? And good luck. Good luck with that.
This is one thing I love about living in Austin. I've always felt that in Austin, it's really easy to go between genres. Like, it was easy for me as a classical musician to play tango when that opportunity arose, or it's easy in Austin. I feel there are not divisions between genres and performers of genres as much as I imagine they might be in other places. It's hard for me to say. I've lived in Austin for a long time.
I think
But-
you're right about that, though. Yeah.
But
that
yeah.
fluidity between genres.
Yeah, and not a stigma. And so my answer to that is why classical music matters, because music matters, and because classical music is music. And classical music and, probably, chamber music at its core is the original live music. So if you believe that music matters, then classical music matters. And if you believe that music matters and you love music, then you would love a classical concert, because that's what it is. It's just, a group of performers playing music on stage, which is, we're the live music capital of the world. That's how we bill ourselves. And so, this chamber music is just part of that, one side of that.
I always call chamber music the original party music, because
Yes.
it was done in homes, with people hanging out, and
Yep.
so it's sort of the original house music, and the way people got together and enjoyed each other,
That
for
was
each
the
other, with
entertainment,
each other,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great! How fun! Thank you for being with me, Ames.
Yeah, always a treat, Michelle.
And I got the lovely Ames was at the. Well, tell them where you were yesterday. What you were doing yesterday.
Well, I'm honored to serve on the board of the National Board of the American Viola Society, and we had our annual board meetings in Dallas. So on the drive back from Dallas yesterday, I said, "Hey, Michelle, can I stop by?" So we've had a wonderful time hanging out. So.
Yes, and Ames has a 6-year-old, and I have a 4-year-old. So our kids are entertaining themselves. Actually, here they're playing
some
music
drumming.
instruments, drumming and whistling up there. So we'll see. We better see what's going on. So thank you for being with us. We'll look forward to seeing you on July 14th at this fabulous concert with Ames, the TOSCA'S String Quartet. I will be on the piano, and also with Raul Jaurena. It will be a great adventure. Ames is actually joining us also for the chamber orchestra the week before, where we'll be playing Mozart. And so we look forward to seeing you during the festival. Thank you, Ames.
Thanks, Michelle.